a world where only one formula can almost change everybody's life. To a better way, of course. My name is Mariola Trinidad, along with my teammates Sana and Eva. It's an honor to introduce to you the super formula. The super formula is a tool that can be used by almost everyone in their work field. That's a good news. And the super formula has the ability to create an infinite number of shapes. The super formula, also known as the Gilles formula, has already contributed to fields such as education, healthcare, worldwide communication, and many more. And the good news is that the super formula has the ability to create hundreds and hundreds of jobs. Before we proceed with the story, I would like to introduce our table of contents. Firstly, we'll tell you the story behind the super formula, then a short, brief history about Genicap as organization, its accomplishments. We'll show you a promotional video, and to conclude, our final words. Now, before, I would like you to listen to our 15 minutes story about Genicap and its super formula.
Well, many years ago, a man named Johan Gilles was studying bamboo, as he was so fascinated about the structure of nature. Bamboo is a very special material, since it is a type of grass, but it is super strong and it grows super fast. So that makes it a very renewable and sustainable material. Johan Gilles was so fascinated about the strength and the shape of the material, and he thought to himself, if I could describe this in a mathematical model, I could use it in a trillion ways. So he started to gather all sorts of formulas that already existed, and then tried to make a new one out of it. Well, that took him a few years, until that one special day. He walked through his garden in the morning, and he looked at this little beautiful flower with 5 leaves, and all of a sudden, it struck him. He knew how to do it. So he went out, wrote it down, and that was the start of the super formula, the start of something big. After that, the super formula was received in 2003 and named after Johan Gilles himself. Already 200 papers have been written about it, and 30 theses are referring to the super formula, or as we like to call it, the Johan Gilles formula.
And here, Genicap comes in. Genicap is a Tilburg-based organization completely built around the super formula. Genicap focuses on 3 pillars. First of all, it focuses on research on natural shapes and their development. Second, they focus on education. The Genicap Institute will encourage, support, and organize the teaching of pupils from age 6 to 18 in various countries. And last but not least, Genicap focuses on building a community around the super formula. Mixing up the super formula with existing inventions and people that can use it will stimulate new developments. Therefore, they are currently developing a community website together with Indicia. On this platform, programmers and scientists are brought into contact so they can learn from each other and work together. Students can also use the platform to work together and easily get access to the right information. In the end, the more people that will know how to use the super formula, the better. While building this community, Genicap doesn't necessarily focus on what the super formula is and how it works, but on showing people what it can accomplish. After all, it doesn't matter how a car was built, as long as it drives well, right?
In 2010, Genicap won the Social Innovation Award in Tilburg. many accomplishments have led to this winning award. Firstly, I would like to talk about the 3D printing. Genicap and its super formula has proven an incredibly useful, to be incredibly useful for the 3D printing, to improve 3D printing in many ways. How? By making it possible to discover a model, and so the model can use its machinery to use endless of the super shapes. And also the consumer itself also can use it by himself. Secondly, the worldwide connection. Well, Genicap has worked with the antenna company, and they worked together, and they found a smart, affordable antenna. Antenna company is a developer, the producer of a 3D optimized antenna. And this is an incredible contribution that Genicap and its super formula has given this antenna company. Because we are living in an internet-driven world, and this is a really important contribution for a world where connection is important. Lastly, oil and gas. Well, Genicap has enabled a more precise analysis to data gathering. What I would like to say is that Genicap, with its super shapes, has come with in development that can be more accurate in order to exploit, to discover data and gather them together. So therefore, it is a cardinal role that this is playing by detecting, by exploiting from seismic and geological research. So after this, I can say that Genicap and its super formula is doing a really good job.
Like Mariola already said, the super formula also contributed immensely to the way we analyze data. By using the super formula in n-dimensional data analysis, a much lower failure rate has been shown. Now this may sound a little bit technical, but think of all the work fields where a lot of data is being gathered every day to be analyzed. For example, the world of marketing, forensic research, but also big data analytics and new product developments. They all gather a lot of data every day, and the super formula has made it a lot easier for them to gather that, but also it has a way to visualize the data easier, so that it's easier to understand and also easier to make decisions upon it. Another thing the super formula has done, it has found a better way to fight cancer. It has found a more precise way to find cancer cells, but also has found a way to treat it, and that has less collateral damage to the body. It has found a way to more precisely, it has a more precisely dosed and effective way of radiation therapy. And in a world where cancer cases rise immensely still every day, this is a very important development for mankind. These were only a handful of accomplishments that have led to Genicap winning the Social Innovation Award, but there could be a lot more things that the super formula can accomplish. Really, you can get crazy with your imagination about what it can do. And on top of that, we have made a little video for you to show again what the super formula is and what Genicap does with it. So, I hope it works.
Remember the days when at school you learned all different kinds of shapes. When I was at school, I learned that a triangle is quite different from a circle, and is quite different from a square and a rectangle. Those days are gone. Now there is a formula that unifies all forms and shapes, and much more in one formula. So now, when you look at all the forms around you, you can look at this as special parameters of the same origin. This innovation is called the super formula. The super formula can create an infinite number of shapes with only one formula. It unifies a lot of shapes with much less data. So now you can look at shapes differently from what you have learned. A flower is the same as a starfish, the same as a triangle. They are only different parameters of the same basic principle. You do not have to remember all kinds of formulas, but only one, which is quite simple to understand. Now, what can the super formula do for you? Can you think of a field where no shapes are used? Exactly. The super formula can be applied in any field. It already improved 3D printing and data mining for one. It is able to change the way we make art, or more importantly, it can help treat cancer. It is more precise in finding the cancer cells and causes less collateral damage to the body. Now isn't that amazing? What Genicap does? They spread the word about this super formula and help to integrate it in almost any work field. Together, they form a group of people, virtually or physically, that are busy using their expertise and using the super formula to build businesses upon it. Genicap gives an open innovation model to the world and enhances the social cohesion between all these people involved to make crossover possible. According to Genicap, it is not only the formula that makes it happen. It is looking outside with the formula in your back pocket as a kind of tool. So, are you interested in the possibilities of the super formula? Do you need a screw to fix something? Whether you are in the field of agriculture, maybe fishing, painting, fighting cancer, or even building a submarine ship. If you think that the formula can help out somewhere, please know that there is a center of expertise here in Tilburg. Contact Genicap and the Genicap Institute as they help people like you to get started with the super formula. It has the power to create hundreds and hundreds of new jobs. So get involved. Get the super formula.
So our final words. You can look at the super formula as a tool that can be used by almost everyone in any work field. Or maybe as a screw that fits in any machine and makes it work even better. It has already contributed to fields as education, healthcare and data mining, and many more. It also has the ability to create hundreds and hundreds of jobs. So are you interested in the possibilities of the formula? Whether you are in the field of agriculture, fishing, painting, fighting cancers, building submarines, or even searching for stars. Would you like a screw to fix something? Do you think that the super formula can help you? Then get engaged in the super formula community. Know that there is a center of expertise here in Tilburg. So if you want to know more, contact Genicap and the Genicap Institute. Know that they can help you and they can get you in touch with other related research fields. Eventually, the super formula can help everyone out and get engaged. Get the super formula. So if there are any questions, we are more than happy to answer them. And do you want to read the story again? You can find it on Aldo's website at the Storytelling Workbench.
Thank you. Questions, please.
Well, first a comment that I'm just totally sold on the super formula. I want to get it today.
Yes.
Yeah.
But no, excellent. So you really made this film yourself?
Yes, it was actually my brother that you heard so
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I think they'll be very happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, excellent. Very very nice. Also the way you presented it. The sky is the limit with the super formula, as you already said, go crazy and whatever, so many different applications. That's their strength, and that's also a problem, given that you're a small organization. So if you, since this is a course on business communication, if you were to advise them on, for example, how to set up, how to scale up their business ecosystem, how to have different fields and applications influence one another so that they can learn from different ways of using the super formula, or there's many lessons to learn even if it's in completely different domains. Storytelling, of course, can play a very important role in that. But what advice would you give them to strengthen, to grow their business ecosystem? Because I know that's a very important interest to them.
Well, first of all, I think just mouth to mouth would be good. Spreading the word, like we said in the video. Actually, I told my family about Super Formula, about Genicap, and I have a bet running for 200 euros because they just can't believe that it is real. So I think if we spread the word, a lot of people are being enthusiastic about it, and know that it sounds a little bit difficult. That was actually the struggle that we had at first.
Yes.
Like, what is this, and how is it being used? So I think for Genicap, it is very important to let people know that it's not very difficult and that they do not have to understand how the formula was built, but like she said as well, what it can do. So really focus on that and not on the difficulties of the formula itself. So that for one. And second of all, I don't know, we are in contact with their marketing department as well, showing them their videos, so maybe they can do something with our presentation and with the story that we wrote.
Very nice. Well, thank you. Wonderful.
Any further questions? Yes, sir.
You said already a couple of people or companies are involved, but how big is it really? Is it like concentrated until now in Europe or Netherlands, or is it like really in scientific circles everyone knows it?
Well, Genicap is quite a small company. I believe only 13 people working there, so that is quite small. But the community that they're trying to build is quite big actually, and it goes worldwide as well. But how big it is exactly, I don't really know.
Okay. Yeah. Then I would just like to close by stating that I likewise agree with Aldo that what I was really struck by is I know how much struggle it took to get to that point of how do we get this message across. And what you said, I feel like now my life is lacking because I don't have the super form. I'm not using it, I must be behind. So really good, thank you very much.